Opportunity to practice with the team on Friday right after they found out that Coach Auriemma was going to miss some games this weekend. And the team played great. They really responded well to having Coach Daly in charge. And then yesterday, some of the players called Coach Auriemma to see how he was doing. And Kara Walters told him not to worry. They were going to take care of business this weekend. And the first order of business, this afternoon's game against Villanova. With more on that, Megan Patterson.
Thanks a lot, Rebecca. Talking to Chris Daly earlier today, she said preparation for this weekend started on October 15th. And what they've got to do is really get in there and control the tempo tonight.
Well, they're one of those teams that they're very committed to their style of play, and I think one of the adjustments we're going to make is we're going to do a better job, I think, of controlling tempo. I don't think we want to get into a situation where they're holding the ball out for 28 seconds and then making a jump shot. So I think we're going to try to create an up-tempo game and a lot of possessions because I think that goes in our favor.
All right, we'll see how it plays out here this afternoon. The Huskies and the Wildcats coming your way. Starting lineups in the tip when we get back.
Good afternoon.
Rebecca Lobo and Megan Patterson back out here at Gamble Pavilion. We're set to meet the starting lineup. So to do that, let's go to Chris Monahan.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the University of Connecticut's Harry A. Gamble Pavilion for the 1997 Big East Conference Women's Basketball Championship. Today's quarterfinal game features the Villanova Wildcats, the number 9 seed with a record of 14 wins and 13 losses, versus the Connecticut Huskies, the number 1 seed with a record of 27 wins and 0 losses. And now for the introductions of today's starting lineups. At guard for Villanova, a 5'7" sophomore from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 4, Jeanette Lee. At guard for Connecticut, a 5'11" sophomore from Bethesda, Maryland, number 22, Amy Duran. At guard for Villanova, a 5'10" junior from Gaithersburg, Maryland, number 21, Jenny Higgins. At guard for Connecticut, a 5'7" junior from Norwalk, Connecticut, number 23, Rita Williams. And forward for Villanova, a 5'9" junior from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 13, Jen Beisel. And forward for Connecticut, a 6' senior from Oxford, Massachusetts, number 31, Carla Berube. And forward for Villanova, a 5'11" freshman from Mishawaka, Indiana, number 24, Janae Skeeters. And forward for Connecticut, a 6' junior from Bloomfield, Connecticut, number 42, Nikisha Sales. At center for Villanova, a 6'1" senior from Seneca Falls, New York, number 5, Bethann Bradshaw. And at center for Connecticut, a 6'7" senior from Holliston, Massachusetts, number 52, Kara Walters. The head coach of Villanova in his 19th season is Harry Peretta. The associate head coach of Connecticut in her 12th season is Chris Daly.
And we're just about set to go here as the second season is about to get underway for the Connecticut Huskies. We'll be back with the opening tip right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to Gamble Pavilion. The fans are on their feet, and we are just about set to go. Huskies control the tap. We are underway. Inside, Carol Walters turned. No, rebound to Skeeters. That's a great name, Skeeters.
It really is. Notice when Walters catches that ball, there are automatically 3 blue shirts surrounding her. That's going to be Villanova's plan today, is really pack it in on Walters inside and don't let her get going.
Jeanette Lee better hurry up here. She is spending a lot of time. They're down to 10 on the shot clock already. Villanova wants to use a lot of time with every possession. A little slow getting going on this one, though. Lee has to take it. It's blocked by Rita Williams. picked off by Sales. Ahead, Berube for 2.
Great defense there by the Huskies. Williams did a nice job of getting a hand on that ball when Lee took that shot. And again, just a great job of running the floor.
Huskies will show some pressure, as Chris Daly pointed out, to try to force more possessions, right, Mike?
Absolutely. Last Saturday night, Mike, they let Villanova really control the tempo. Here they want to get things mixed up, maybe trap a little bit, make Villanova really think.
And I think a good example there, you can see Beisel with the ball, got the ball at the free throw line, and never even looked for shot.
She's got to look to score.
She will now with 3 on the shot clock. Comes up short. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Bradshaw last to touch it. Nice job by Rita Williams boxing out.
The little things are what you have to do to win, and you got to do them every single possession. As soon as that shot goes up, everyone's got to turn and get a body on somebody.
Williams, as usual, to run the show from the point. Duran, Berube, right to the basket. She's going to get to the line.
The great thing about Carla Berube is that she can score from the top of the key, and Harry Peretta is saying, hey, listen, we've got to keep the ball out of Walters' hands, but you got another problem. You got Berube, who can score from the jump shot or drive.
First personal foul, first on the team.
Janae Skeeters picks it up.
Shooting 2 for Connecticut, Carla Berube.
That's her first and the first on the team. Carla Berube, 73% for the season at the line.
Her numbers have gone down a little bit, but she is so consistent. She is their unsung hero, no doubt.
She's got all the points. Huskies are up 3-0. Here's Beisel pushing it this time to Bradshaw. Now comes back out to Lee. And the sophomore point guard will set the offense. Tells Skeeters to go through. Sales nearly came up with the steal. Lee and Bradshaw exchanging. Williams causing havoc. Beisel trying to take it right to Walters. Got swallowed up. Loose ball. Rita Williams tight ropes the baseline and keeps control. Berube inside. Walters. No. Rebound to Bradshaw.
Last Saturday when these two teams played, the first 3 possessions, Walters got the ball inside and she scored. Now there seems to be a lid on the basket, which is giving Villanova some hope.
Again, Lee taking instructions from Harry Peretta on just about every trip. Lee's going to pull up with a left-handed jumper, won't stay down. Berube with the miss. Sales, a little screen for Berube, now gets it back. Nikisha's going to take it and it won't stay down. Tough rim here this afternoon on that end.
Yeah, I thought this was home court for the Huskies. What's going on? But notice Villanova has got so many blue shirts in the lane defensively. They're making it difficult for Connecticut to run some offense.
Higgins handling the ball, gives it. Beisel's going to take it. Rebound to Walters. Rita Williams. Rebound to Bradshaw. The shots are there, no question about it.
And they're just not dropping, and that's okay. And those are things that coaches don't mind. The shots aren't dropping, but they're shots that we want to get, so that's okay.
Wildcats haven't scored yet, 3.5 minutes into the game, but it's only 3-0 UConn. Inside, nice position by Skeeters, and she gets 2.
Nice left hand. That's what you have to do. You have to get past Kara Walters down low. You can't try to shoot over her.
Sales, nice little move, pulls up, gets the roll this time.
Great body control there, Mike, by Sales to avoid that charge, which Skeeters did a nice job of stepping up and trying to draw the charge, but good body control by Sales.
To get this game going the way they want, I know this sounds like stating the obvious, but the Huskies need the ball to go in so they can get into their press.
Exactly. That's the problem thus far, is that Villanova gets the rebound and they can run their break and control the tempo as they wish. But Villanova is so patterned on offense. They get every shot that they want, and their intention is to let the shot clock run down to 5 seconds, like right there, and Jeanette Lee drains the jumper.
UConn by 1. In a whistle-free game. Nothing doing for Sales underneath. I'm not sure if she was looking for Walters with that pass, or was that a shot?
Well, it looked like a little bit of both, and then I think Beisel got a hand on the ball. See, Beisel's a great defender, and she doesn't get enough credit. She's always put on the other team's best player, and she always keeps them below their average. So she gave them problems last week, and she's doing it again today.
Both sides just 2 of 7 from the floor in the early going. Make it 2 of 8 now for the Wildcats. Out of bounds, Rita Williams lets it go, and we are going to get a timeout. 14:59 left to go here first half. Huskies, the 1-point lead. Megan Patterson and Rebecca Lobo all out here at Gamble Pavilion, where the Huskies have an early 5-4 lead. Neither team shooting the ball very well. The Huskies with some good hustle here in the early going, led by Rita Williams. Connecticut 16-15. They've won 16 of the last 17, which means early on they didn't win many at all.
They didn't. I'll tell you, when Harry Peretta was first at Villanova, they had players like Shelley Pennefather, Karen Hargadon. They had kids, girls who could really play and shoot the ball. They were great teams.
Let's check in with Rebecca Lobo, who I know was over in that huddle during the timeout.
Mike, I had an opportunity to listen to Coach Daly a little bit in that huddle, and she told the team to continue offensively getting the ball down low to Kara Walters. They feel that no one on the Villanova team can stop her, and that her shots are going to start falling pretty soon. And also, they don't want anyone like Nikisha Sales to come up and double-team Shanette Lee when she's up top with the ball. They want Rita Williams just to play her straight up man-to-man.
That's what Rita's doing right there. Now on number 4, here's Lee with the ball again. The left-handed shooter puts up the jumper. It won't stay down. Sales pushing hard. Got Berube on a wing. Walters the trailer. Carla takes it to the basket, and Skeeters picks up her second personal foul.
That's deadly for Villanova. Skeeters cannot get into foul trouble here. If she has to sit for the last 14 minutes of the half, that's going to be just devastating to Villanova. But Carla Berube did the great thing. She went to the basket. When things aren't going great for you, go to the basket, because you're more often than not, you're going to get a good shot or you're going to get fouled like it happened there. And you got to hit your free throws, Mike. You got to make the team pay for fouling you.
I know Amy Duran's at 84%, and all due respect to Amy, but I like Carla on the line for a big free throw myself.
She is big time. In the national championship game 2 years ago, she got fouled at the end of the game and drained 2 free throws when it was a 1-and-1. She wants to be in that type of situation. That's the type of competitor that she is. She only lost 2 games in high school and 7 games thus far in college. She's a winner.
Wildcats only 1 hoop in the last 5 minutes, but they only trail by 3 at 7-4. The pace of the game, kind of where they want it. Higgins gets it back. Beisel's got 2 on the shot clock. Lee, did she get it off? No.
Well, that's what you run into. If you try to run down the shot clock and slow down the game, you're going to have that happen. And I'm sure Peretta doesn't mind that too much. What he does mind is that, hey, if someone has an open shot, you have to take it.
Shea Ralph into the ball game, gets it to Berube. Walters dips the shoulder, can't bank it home. Nice job boxing out underneath by the Wildcats. Lee takes the rebound off the floor.
When Walters took that dribble there, it didn't take her anywhere. You know, if you're going to take a dribble, take a big step. And she's, you know, hey, she's 6'7", she's got long legs. Step by the defender and go to the basket.
Anemic shooting here early. Ralph going to the floor, Bradshaw underneath, and Beisel gets 2.
Beisel needs to have a big day today for Villanova. She is one of their leading scorers. She had a double-double last night in their victory. And she really disappeared last Saturday against Connecticut, rather. And she needs to come up big today.
Rita Williams in and out with the 3, and Higgins comes away with the miss. And the Wildcats, nearly 7.5 minutes into this game, have a chance to take the lead this possession.
If you notice, Villanova has players taking the shots for UConn, the players that they want to take them. Rita Williams, you know, Kara Walters is getting decent looks at the basket, but Sales isn't getting a lot of looks. Duran hasn't gotten any looks from downtown. That's what you need.
Lee, little turnaround jumper, and the Villanova Wildcats go up 8-7.
Lee is so strong. She's left-handed, but she's so dominantly left. You got to force her to her right where she doesn't want to go. But credit Lee, because she gets that left-handed shot.
Rita Williams in traffic, and a traveling violation is called. Amy Duran and Paige Sauer are going to check into the game.
So much of this game is momentum, and Villanova does such a good job of establishing what they want to do, and they haven't let Connecticut get on a roll and create those turnovers where you get fast break points. And that's why Harry Peretta is so good at what he does. This is his 19th year at Villanova. He said he wouldn't want to be anywhere else. He started at Villanova, and he'll die at Villanova. That's just how he is. And he's just a great coach, and he gets these kids every shot that they want, but he coaches every single pass.
Wildcats have only turned the ball over once in better than 8 minutes. That is a very small number. There's the second turnover right there as Rita Williams goes to the floor. Then Lee fights to get it back. Ralph scrambles, comes away with it. And Rita Williams will dribble out of the pack. Gets it ahead to Berube.
The crowd is cheering. They love it. That's great hustle by everybody.
And Berube will get herself back to the free throw line.
Berube is single-handedly keeping UConn in this game on the offensive end. I think she's going to the basket. She's making things happen. She's drawing the fouls, and that's going to kill Villanova in the long run in the second half. This is just great hustle here. Coming from the weak side to steal that ball. But great hustle by Lee to poke her hand in there and try to turn it over.
Carla Berube now 4 of 5 at the free throw line. Shannon Ferretti has checked in for the first time for the Wildcats. Bradshaw goes to the bench. Make your free throws, the order of the day. 11:35 left to go here first half. Huskies are back on top by 1. We're back with 11:35 left to go here first half, and the Huskies have themselves a 9-8 lead. A chance to remind you, this copyrighted telecast is produced by authority of Connecticut Public Television and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of CPTV is strictly prohibited.
One of the rare opportunities UConn has here, Mike, to implement that full court press like we've talked about.
The Huskies have Paige Sauer, Amy Duran, Shea Ralph, Nikisha Sales, and Carla Berube on the floor at the moment. Higgins, Beisel, Skeeter, Lee, and Ferretti are out there for Villanova.
Didn't look there that time. That UConn didn't quite know what they were doing. Paige Sauer was up top, and then she went back. She didn't know what she was doing.
Lee misses the jump shot. Lee's pretty much getting where she wants to go, though, against that Connecticut defense.
Force her right and don't let her take that strong-handed shot.
Berube's pass off the hands of Paige Sauer out of bounds. You know, you say that, Megan, force her right, but you and I both see it so much. If you are left-handed, it's just a tremendous advantage in both the men's and the women's game, because players just are not used to having somebody go that way all the time.
And it's a lot easier for me to say that sitting here.
Yeah.
I'm not out there having a garter.
Shea Ralph trying to get Lee to move, but Lee's going to take her time. Then she goes by Ralph and gets 2.
Great job by Lee getting to the basket, and a poor job of the big guys from UConn stepping up and taking a charge.
And Lee, if you noticed on that basket, able to get to her left side and take it with her left hand. Berube the miss on the other end. Sailed one of the few offensive rebounds the Huskies have gotten this game.
Well, what happens, Higgins and Lee both went for the ball, and they had it, and then they dropped it.
Paige Sauer nails a turnaround jump shot. Huskies go back up 1, 11-10. As competitive an opening 10 minutes to a game as we've seen this year, Megan.
Villanova gave UConn its closest game of the year last Saturday, which was a 13-point win by the Huskies, and they're doing the same thing today. Give them credit, because that's tough to play the same team in a matter of 7 days.
Lauren Pelicane has checked in for the first time for the Wildcats. She is over at the top of your screen talking to her coach, Harry Peretta. And this is remarkable. I mean, they are in single digits right now on the shot clock, and they haven't even come across half court. And they're going to get a pretty good shot.
That's great ball movement. The skip pass against the zone. UConn was in a 1-3-1. Great job. That skip diagonal pass, that creates everything.
And Lee with a heck of a defensive play on Nikisha Sales, who's not used to having that happen to her.
I see Chris Daly standing up now, and she's getting a little more vocal as opposed to earlier when she was just sitting there on the bench.
Ferretti swallowed up by Walters. Skeeter's trying to find something on the baseline, and either Williams or Duran, one of the two, is going to pick up that foul.
Again, a smart play there by Skeeters, although only a freshman. An all-fresh, made the all-rookie team this weekend at the Big East banquet. She went to the basket. There was nothing doing. Everyone was locked up, so goes to the basket and draws a foul.
Here's Lee missing the jump shot. Rebound to Sauer. We're 11 minutes into the game, Megan, and that's the first foul on Connecticut.
That's because Villanova plays that perimeter game and they don't go inside and they don't want any contact.
Durant leaves it for Sales. Williams.
Beisel did a good job of getting a body on Walters. I think she got away with a little bit of a push, but good job by Beisel to keep Walters away from that rebound. And again, Villanova making UConn's weaker players, not saying anyone is, better or not, but hey, Williams is a player that they want shooting that ball.
Ferretti comes up firing. Rebound taken down by Paige Sauer. She's done a nice job. She's got 3 rebounds already off the bench. 8:30 to go here first half. Huskies by 1 at 11-10. Walters, a little screen for Sales. Sales pulls up. Jump shot won't stay down. Another rebound to Lee.
Every shot is flat for UConn. They're standing around. It looks like everyone's looking at everybody else to start making something happen. Villanova's doing a good job of keeping them confused. They're in the lane, a little bit of a matchup man-to-man. Connecticut struggling on offense.
Ferretti's shot won't go from the outside. Another rebound to Sauer. Williams goes the other way, was looking to Durant initially, and that's going to be a foul on Lee, who thought she had a clean pick.
It looked pretty clean from our vantage point, but maybe Dennis DeMayo saw something different.
We've got 7:49 to go here first half. The Huskies are just 3 for 13 and lead by only 1. We're back 11-10. Huskies by just 1, and Shanette Lee with 6 of Villanova's 10.
And again, Mike, she's doing what she does best, going strong to her left hand. No weak side help there from the big guys down low. She is running the show for the Wildcats.
And the last thing you want to do is let players like Shanette Lee and Beisel get confident, and you can see Lee especially getting more and more confident as this game goes by. Again, Rebecca Lobo had a chance to be in that huddle. Rebecca?
The last time out, Coach Daly was adamant, telling the players get the ball inside to Paige Sauer and Kara Walters, especially when they're in together.
Like that.
Exactly like that. She said they have such a height advantage. They need to get it inside. Also, they need to hit the offensive boards. UConn only has 1 offensive rebound so far, and that doesn't sit well with Coach Daly.
That's just 2 baskets for UConn in the last 9 minutes of this game. I think Paige Sauer has them both.
And that's an alarming statistic for a team that is so potent offensively.
Here's Lee, 6 on the shot clock. Beisel realizes it, gets it back. Boy, they are patient. Skeeters won't go down. Lee trying to keep it alive. Sales has got it. Villanova does not panic, boy. They'll make an extra pass with 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, they'll let the shot clock expire before taking a bad shot.
Again, the Huskies get it into Paige Sauer, but she can't convert. Chris Daly's going to send Carol Walters back into the game with 6:35 to go here in the half.
Daly's trying to figure out a rotation there where you got a post player in there who really wants to go to the basket strong and score. And until someone steps in and does it, the Huskies are going to struggle.
Beisel has it slapped away, but now gets it back in the corner. 1 on the shot clock, and the Wildcats unaware of the clock.
I'm amazed how Beisel will not shoot the ball against the Huskies. She's had 19 points last night. She does not want to. Sometimes players have this mental thing going on with certain teams that they play, that they just can't get past it. This wall is up where I never play well against Connecticut, so I'm not going to play well today. And so consequently, she is not looking to score and being aggressive offensively.
Huskies the ball in a 3-point lead. Carol Walters is back on the floor, calling for the ball down in the paint. Williams. And that's going to be on Ferretti over the back, knocking the pass away.
UConn got away with one there. It wasn't a particularly good pass from Williams to Walters. Ferretti is certainly not 6'7". She's only about 6'1", 6'2". Williams has got to fire that ball in high where only Kara Walters can catch it. But at the same time, there's 3 blue shirts around Walters, so pass it around and exploit them on the other side of the floor.
Higgins coming up with the miss. Villanova's doing a great job, too, on the defensive glass. I mean, it really is one and you're done for UConn every time.
They're doing a terrific job of getting a body on a white shirt every time the shot goes up.
Is Ferretti, gives it up in the corner. Skeeters uses the screen. Now Skeeters takes it into the paint. Nice move, and it goes.
Villanova basket by
Great play by Skeeters to get in there, get into the gaps, and take it strong to the hole.
13-12 Huskies with 5:20 to play first half. Shea Ralph to the basket.
She is so good at that. She is one of the best players, the Big East Rookie of the Year, showing you why there.
Good things happen when you take it to the basket.
I've heard that before.
That's what I'm telling my daughter all the time. Lee directing the traffic. Lee gets it back. Weissel unable to put it down. Took that one with 7 in the shot clock. That's early for these guys.
It is. And it was still an afterthought. Weissel was looking around like, okay, who else can I pass it to?
And an offensive foul was called.
Look, an illegal screen.
Yeah. I think it's Rita Williams.
Connecticut foul number 23.
Sure is.
Her first. It is only the second on Connecticut with 4:38 to go in the half.
52% of Rosenthal replaces Shannon Ferretti.
There are not many times this year where Connecticut has had more turnovers than the opposition.
But Villanova does such a great job of taking care of the basketball. They treat that thing like it's gold.
Skeeters with the dribble outside. Bison. Rosenthal in the game for the first time. 5 on the shot clock. Higgins. Bison will have to take it. Makes it that time.
Every time the shot clock gets down to 2 and 3, and Villanova's just getting their first shot off.
Sales with an opening. Jumper won't stay down. Loose ball tracked down by Williams.
Who'd have thought, like, with 3 minutes to go in the first half, that UConn would have the same number of field goals as they do turnovers, which is 5.
Carol Walters got it deep that time and gets her first basket of the day.
Sometimes you just need that first one to go down, and then the others seem to follow suit. So much of it is confidence and mental toughness and just staying with it. When you're struggling, you just got to stay with it.
20 seconds.
Harry Peretta wants a 20-second timeout, and Chris Daly talking directly with Carol Walters. One of the keys for Carol on this particular possession was how deep she got it. That's the best position she's caught the ball so far this afternoon.
Yeah, you got to get the ball where you're going to do the most damage with it. And if you get it 2 feet there, you got a good chance turning and just laying it off the glass. Whereas earlier she was catching it 5 and 6 feet from the basket with 3 blue shirts converging on her, and that makes it difficult to get to the basket.
UConn just 6 of 19 from the floor. The Villanova Wildcats 7 of 21. And the Big East Player of the Year with just 2 points here so far this afternoon. An emotional evening the other night as Carol Walters received that award. Kara's an emotional young lady, though.
We saw that last Saturday night at the senior night ceremonies, and yeah, she said, I bet, you know, she was very upset that Gino Auriemma wasn't there. Very sad, and, you know, she said one of my best friends is not here to watch me receive this award. And he had faith in her, as did Chris Daly, when she was coming out of high school, when no one thought she was any good. So I guess she got the last laugh, but instead she cried.
2:57 left to go. The steal by Williams on Lee. First time that's happened this afternoon. Berube, yes, and a foul.
That's the most I've ever seen this crowd erupt on a play, and give that credit to Rita Williams for digging in defensively and picking that ball from Lee. But then Berube doing such a great job of running the floor. This could be just what the Huskies needed to get themselves into this game.
Carla
Great
Berube
hustle.
now with half of the UConn total. She has 10, the Huskies have 20, and they have their largest lead of the afternoon. It's 6. Connecticut has their largest lead of the afternoon. It is 6, and the building as loud as it has been off this play.
I'm a firm advocate that defense wins games, and there Rita Williams did a great job of picking Lee, who got a little careless for the first time. And Berube, what a great job hustling. Think her teammates are happy about this?
Amy Duran, Nikisha Sales, Carla Berube, Carol Walters, and Rita Williams on the floor right now for the Huskies, who drop back into a zone. Lee decides to shoot over it. Long with it. Berube the rebound. UConn looking for something in transition. Carla Berube keeps on going. Oh, an offensive foul is called.
Berube not happy with that.
I don't blame her. And
one of the few times she actually said something to Dennis DeMeo, the official.
Oh, no way.
I'm in agreement with you for sure on that one, Mike. Jeanette Lee was a little bit late stepping in there.
Lee has gone to the bench for the first time. I think A, to get a rest, and B, to recover from that collision. Skeeters.
But she got the call, so.
Oh, everything but going in. Beisel, nice job to tip the ball back out. Skeeters is an aggressive player, isn't she?
She's everywhere. Her team needs her to be with, and that's a sign of a good player. They're at the right place at the right time.
Look at the socks, too. It looks like she's playing field hockey, doesn't it?
Yeah. She doesn't want any part of her legs to show.
Again, the Wildcats with the hustle to come up with the loose ball. Double team on Skeeters out at half court. Pelicane, an opening, kicks it to Higgins. Higgins misses the three. Rebound, Rita Williams tipped it, saved it nicely to Duran. Duran, Berube looking inside. Walters wants it, battling with Rosenthal. Duran will take it, no. Rebound again, tracked down by the Villanova Wildcats, who just have done a solid job on the defensive glass.
And primarily Rosenthal, that's her job. They've got three centers who come in and play, and Rosenthal's key job is to play defense and rebound the ball, and she did a great job there, keeping Walters away from the ball.
Higgins kicks it back out. About to go under a minute here in the first half. Beisel there for the offensive rebound. Tries to force it underneath to Rosenthal. It'll still be Villanova ball. 29 on the shot clock. 53 seconds to go in the half.
Beisel's a good shooter. You know, she shoots almost 50% from the floor, so she needs to look to shoot the ball more. She's making one extra pass every possession.
You're right there. Ever since you mentioned that, I've been watching her, and she really is not looking shot at all.
And that's mental, because yesterday she was taking the ball strong to the basket and creating a lot for her teammates. And tonight, again, I think it's that mental aspect of the game where she just got this mental block about Connecticut.
Anemic shooting percentages, as I mentioned earlier, not getting any better as the afternoon goes on. Beisel, baseline no, rebound tip. Walters has got it in traffic. And Connecticut can take the final shot. And that's what Chris Daly's calling for off the bench. Huskies by 6. Under 10.
Trying to get a little pick and roll between Berube and Sales.
Duran inside, nice pass.
So you gotta know where your bread and butter is.
Well, the Villanova Wildcats can't play it a whole lot better than they did here in the first half, at least in terms of controlling the tempo. But the Huskies with a 9-2 run over the last 7.5 minutes. And they go to the locker room up 22-14. The Gamble, everyone, where the Connecticut Huskies in a low-scoring affair, 22-14 over the Villanova Wildcats. Mike Gorman along with Megan Patterson and Rebecca Lobo. And if pace is the story of this game, which it is Villanova's way so far.
They have dictated the tempo thus far this afternoon. UConn is not getting a chance to get those turnovers, score in transition, and then get into their press and wreak havoc. And Villanova, give them credit. They've done a great job of playing the game at the tempo they want to play. All
right, let's take a look at some highlights from the first half. Jeanette Lee has been the point guard a good part of the afternoon and done a nice job for the Villanova Wildcats.
Hey, she's left-handed. All she wants to do is go left. You got to make her go right, because when she goes the way she wants, she usually scores.
Shea Ralph beaten on that play, returned the favor up the other end, doing what she does best, and that is taking the ball to the basket.
Yeah, don't get mad. Get even, right? She even went left, but then she came back to her right.
The loudest the building was in the first half. This great hustle, steal and hustle play by Rita Williams.
There, Lee got caught looking over at Preda saying, hey, coach, what are we running? Williams did a nice job of tracking it down, and Berube did a great job of staying with the play and getting fouled and making it count.
Carla Berube in double figures had 10 points. That really got the crowd, and as you can see, got the kids into the game, too. Here's a look at the halftime stats. What jumps out at you, Megan?
Well, such dismal shooting by both teams. But the key, I think, is that Villanova didn't even get to the free throw line. And that is a big key. UConn is 6 of 7. But points in the paint, UConn's got 16. But, and, you know, I think both teams are handling the ball pretty well.
Yeah, they really are.
But what really is huge is that Villanova's got more field goals than UConn. That never happens.
And Villanova's staying pretty close to UConn on the glass, too, which is unusual.
Yeah, usually UConn is what, about plus 14? Now they're only up 4. So Villanova doing a great job thus far.
All right, Rebecca Lobo, what's up?
Mike, I talked to acting head coach Chris Daly at halftime, and she was very pleased with the way UConn played on the defensive end. She doesn't think they can play much better. Offensively, she thinks they're settling for too many jump shots. They need to get the ball down low, especially to Kara Walters. And she told me that she threatened Kara that if Kara doesn't score in the second half, they're taking away her Big East Player of the Year honors. Back to you.
All right, well, certainly put some pressure on there. Kara Walters and Nikisha Sales, two of the premier players, not only in the Big East, but in the country, certainly have a first half they would just as soon forget, as Kara Walters just 4 points in the half.
Well, it's always good to keep things in perspective and keep humor to help you do that. And there's no one better than that, usually than Gino Auriemma, but Daly's doing a nice job on the interim basis today.
All right, it's Lee, Higgins, Beisel, Skeeters, and Bradshaw starting the second half for the Villanova Wildcats. Beisel kicks it back out to Skeeters. She'll take it and make it a 3 to start the second half.
The first 5 minutes of this half is so important because Villanova wants to continue to control the tempo and impose their will on this game. And conversely, UConn has to come out and really pick the pace up and get the game going at the way they want to play it. Everyone's sagging off into the lane.
Walters stripped by Skeeters, who was right there on the double team.
Hey, when Walters catch that ball, get the ball under your chin, both elbows out, hold on to it, and go strong to the basket.
Bradshaw will try it outside, and she knocks it down.
Well, she's coming off a career night on Tuesday against Providence in their senior night. She had a career high 24 minutes and 16 points, so she's hoping to keep that streak going.
The Husky fans remain on their feet with that rhythmic clapping. They've been up for a minute and 10 seconds. Sales takes it into the lane, and Nikisha Sales, just her second basket of the game.
With everyone so concerned with Walters, Sales has to take over and either drive like she did there or drain him from 3. Once UConn starts hitting perimeter jump shots, that should open things up in the middle for Walters.
Huskies have it back up to 5. Higgins unable to hit the outside jumper. Rebound loose underneath. And out of bounds or a foul? We've got a foul. It's going to be on Shanette Lee, and that is her third.
That would, again, be so costly to Villanova should Shanette Lee get into serious foul trouble early here in the second half. Nice job there by Williams to box her out and draw that foul. Williams does such a great job of coming down and rebounding from that guard position.
Berube, little spin move on the baseline for 2.
There's no one better at that quick spin move than Berube. She gets you thinking she's going right, and she quickly spins back and goes left.
Carla with the dozen, nearly half of the Husky total. 2 minutes gone here, second half. 7-point UConn lead. Beisel gets it back from Lee. Skeeters will try. She's right on with that, just front rimmed it.
Interesting that UConn is playing a little 2-3 zone here. It's an interesting call by Daly.
Out of bounds, last touch by one of the Wildcats, so it'll still be Husky ball. 25 seconds on the shot clock.
Walters made an early exit here in this second half, didn't she?
Yes, she did. Berube stripped by Lee as she started to try to make that spin move. 8 turnovers for the Huskies. Lee all the way, too hard off the glass. Berube there with the miss. Rita Williams taking the body underneath and threw Lee off a little bit. Crowd wants Berube to take it. She has been the offense. Williams in the lane. Duran, good hustle underneath, but again it was Lee, the quick hands, but she stepped on the baseline.
Lee is everywhere. She's playing defense at the top of the key. She's coming down, helping in the post, knocking the ball away. UConn's got to be tougher with the ball when they get it down low, but credit Lee because she's playing tough.
She's a good-looking player, that's for sure. Williams wanted to go inside to Sauer. Now comes the other way. Amy Duran will take it and make a three.
Talk about ending the drought. That's what the Huskies needed. The three-pointers are going to what is going to open up the lane.
UConn with their biggest lead. It's 10. First time it's been in double digits this afternoon. Huskies usually live with double-digit leads in games.
I know the crowd is a little confused. They've never had this before.
Beisel comes up long with the jumper. Williams pushing the other way. 7-0 run. The Huskies are in the midst of. Sauer. Nice play.
That's the tempo they want to play. They want to get that rebound, force the tempo, and drain a three. That kills you on the break.
Amy Duran with 2 threes here in the second half. And Harry Peretta of the Villanova Wildcats wants a 20-second timeout as UConn has opened it up 32-19.
Williams doing a great job of running the floor. Good hustle by Sauer. Couldn't quite get a handle. And Duran kills you from the outside.
UConn 4 of 5 shooting here in the second half. Duran with 2 of those from outside the line. She's got 6 points on the afternoon.
You can see a little cut on her forehead there, Mike. She got elbowed in practice by one of the guys who play with them. She took a nice crack and's got a couple stitches, but it's not keeping her out of action. Certainly hasn't affected her range, has it?
No, it hasn't. She's got a headache. It doesn't show.
Believe me, the headache would be worse if they lose.
Lee and Higgins exchanging in the backcourt. Now, the difficulty for the Villanova Wildcats in trying to play this controlled tempo game, it's difficult to come from behind when you're playing a slowdown game.
Yeah, Peretta was saying he wants to be like Princeton in the NCAA tournament, get the lead and then slow it down. But it's tough to slow it down when you're behind.
Skeeters hustles there to get the deflected shot.
That's not necessarily a real good shot by Williams. You don't want to make just one pass and launch a three.
Higgins on a cut, nice jump stop, and hits the turnaround.
Villanova basket by Jenny Higgins.
32-21, the lead 11. Berube has it knocked away. Lee with the quick
by
hands.
who else?
Yeah. Wow, more.
If you leave Skeeters and Higgins open, they're going to kill you.
Okay, they were just on the edge of getting blown out of this building about 2 or 3 minutes ago, and now they're back to 8 again.
And I think the crowd actually likes it because they love Harry Peretta. One of the fans came up to him before the game and wanted to take a picture of him and said he's like family. He's so animated. He's one of the most fun coaches to watch.
He is really on top of his game over there. Sales hits a three.
I'm sure more than anything, that bucket for Sales is a big sigh of relief.
7 now for Nikisha, the lead back to 11. 14-25 to go in the game. Higgins inside. Lee on the kick. Misses a three. That's going to be a foul on Beisel over the back of Carla Berube. 14-18 to go in the game. UConn by 11. It is up 11 and 3-point field goals, Megan, the early story here in the second half.
Look at this. When in doubt, just launch it. Her first one she took for the day, and she drains it. That feels good.
Nikisha with 1 3-point field goal, and Amy Duran with 2 here in the second half. Sales now will sit down with 7 and 6 for numbers, and Shea Ralph has come into the game. It's Paige Sauer, Rita Williams, Shea Ralph, Carol Walters, and Amy Duran. So Sauer and Walters on the floor at the same time. There's Ralph going to the basket and drawing a foul.
That's all. It amazes me every time she gets into the game and she gets her hands on the ball. She squares up. She sizes things up, and if she just feels it. It's totally on instinct with Shea Ralph, and she just finds a way with that first step and gets by her defender and gets to the basket and gets fouled.
Her second personal foul.
Foul is on Higgins. That'll be her second. Not only the Big East Rookie of the Year, Freshman of the Year, but also the best free throw shooter in the league, bar none.
Shooting 83%. What you got to do when you get an opportunity like she does to get to the line so often, you got to make them count.
Should be #1 in a lot of leagues, men's or women's, with the percentage she shoots at the line.
Strictly concentration and mental toughness.
Lee, Beisel again passing up what looked like a fairly open shot. Now tips it over to Lee. She can't hit the jumper. Rebounded Durant.
It amazes me how many shots Beisel is passing up.
Williams was looking inside for Paige Sauer. Now there goes Ralph to the basket again. Not this time. Battles with Beisel underneath. Tipped out of bounds. It'll come back to Villanova.
A rare miss there on that drive by Ralph. She finishes better than most players as well.
Oh, does she ever? Does she ever? Beisel aggressively to the basket that time.
See, she knew she had the advantage there because Paige Sauer is 6'4". And she said, all right, this kid's going to guard me. I'm going to take her to the basket.
37-26, the Villanova Wildcats hanging around down 11 here. Under 13 minutes to go in the game. Williams, nice crossover move with the dribble, then had it blocked by Bradshaw, gets it back. Down to 14 on the shot clock. Inside, Walters, the catch. And the foul, I believe, is going to be on Lee, who came for the double team. And if it is on Lee, that'll be her 4th.
It's a tough pass, good catch by Walters, but Lee came down, and when you swing your hands like that, the officials are going to call it. If you try to tip the ball from underneath, you got a better chance of the foul not getting called, but...
Carol Walters just right into Bradshaw, gets the basket and the foul.
See, Walters should be doing that all afternoon. There's no way that Bradshaw can guard her down low. But credit Villanova as a team defensively keeping the ball out of Walters' hands, and every time she does catch it, she's got 3 and 4 blue shirts on her.
Here comes Berube back in.
These are key minutes for Sauer. She comes in, gives Berube a spell. These will give her such great confidence down in the NCAA tournament.
Walters unable to complete the three-point play, but the Husky lead is back up to 13 with 12 and a half to go. Williams coming out, trying to force the tempo a little bit with Lee.
We come back to the man-to-man. Villanova running offense that UConn used to run.
Skeeters. Berube there.
Always getting moving, backdoor cuts, people always moving. That's tough, and it's tough to guard. It's also tough to execute.
Sales. And a 3-second violation called on Carol Walters. That's the 11th turnover on the Huskies. Only 4 turnovers this afternoon for the Villanova Wildcats.
That's remarkable, especially against a team with defensive prowess like the Huskies. You know, you have Sales and Williams out there. And if you said with 12 to go in the game that Villanova would only have 4 turnovers, I never would have believed it.
Lauren Pelicane, a freshman now, is going to run the point a little bit as Jeanette Lee is going to take a break on the bench with those 4 personal fouls. Ralph all over Higgins. Bradshaw will take it and make it.
Bradshaw out there in territory that's not necessarily familiar to her, but she'd rather be out there with Walters Gardner than in the lane.
Second basket for the senior, and again, it's an 11-point game. Walters, nope. Beisel there for the miss.
And that shot didn't drop, but it was a better turn, a stronger turn by Walters. And unfortunately for her and her teammates, that's just been the case of the day, where the ball just doesn't drop.
Bradshaw again. Knocks that one down.
Is she feeling it or what? And that's smart offense, because Brennan knows that Walters is not as strong playing 15 feet from the basket as opposed to in there in the lane.
Walters aggressively calling for it on the other end and gets 2.
Hey, she's got enough pride. She doesn't like to get beat 2 times in a row, and so you knew when Walters caught the ball that time she was going to turn and get an offensive foul, if nothing else.
Close to halfway through this second half, 41-30. Huskies by 11. Beisel, quick little turnaround. She banks it home.
See, now every time Beisel catches a ball, she's catching the ball and turning with the intent to shoot and score, as opposed to the first half where she would catch and always look to pass.
Walters again inside, looking to make a move. Finds Williams on a cut, count it, and she'll get to the line.
That was a great play, great pass by Walters, but credit Williams with not giving up on the play and staying with it.
Pretty nice catch and basket by Rita Williams here.
She's got a little hang time here.
Yep.
Villanova foul number 5, Beth Bradshaw.
Bradshaw picks up the foul, her second. Rita Williams, 5 rebounds in this game so far. Uses it all on the free throw. And we've got a timeout. 10-12 to go. Huskies by a dozen. 10 minutes and 12 seconds to go as Willie Walters, Kara's dad, looks on. And the Huskies have a 44-32 lead. A reminder coming up immediately after our broadcast today, a special retrospective of the Boston Garden. Some of the great events, both athletic and otherwise, that went on in that building for many years up in the city of Boston. Be sure to catch that here on CPTV immediately following this afternoon's basketball game.
You spent a little time in that building, huh?
I did. Spent a long time in that building.
You come back to playing a little man-to-man here, Mike. They keep mixing it up.
Pelicane comes up shooting. You can see where Villanova could give you real problems if some of their shots are going down, because they're not contested shots they get.
No, not at all. This happens all the time. And last week they made 52% of those shots.
Carla Berube doing some posting up down low and is able to draw the foul on Bradshaw.
And what Berube can do with Bradshaw, Berube is so much quicker and has a quicker first step. And that's what Bradshaw can't contend with.
Third personal foul, 7th on the team. Shooting 2 for Connecticut, Carla Berube.
Big game for the senior here this afternoon.
He's a little body English on that one.
She sure did.
So steady, Carla Berube. She never ceases to amaze me with what she does. She steps up when she has to. She lets the stars shine, but is always there in moments when their star isn't shining quite as bright.
Nice hustle play there by Sales to open up the lead to 15. That's the biggest lead of the afternoon with 9.5 to go. Seated directly behind the basket that the Villanova Wildcats are shooting right now is the Miami basketball team. They await the winner of this game.
Villanova basket by Janae Skeeters.
Skeeters going to the basket tough again, making things happen for her team. Look at Miami just lounging. Just hanging out.
A few headsets in there, just kind of like checking out the action. They played very loose and very confidently in their win over Boston College earlier today.
They certainly seem very comfortable in this building.
Yes, they do. Skeeters, the freshman, continues to play very well. She's got 13 for the Wildcats.
So that's a different move than she had used in the first half. That's that time, Mike, her first step encompassed about 3 or 4 feet.
Kara now in double figures with 10. Higgins will catch and shoot. Rebound taken down by Shea Ralph.
Villanova playing more at UConn's tempo now.
Ralph to the basket. She's got 6. UConn with a 30-14 advantage in terms of points in the paint. There goes Beisel, and rejected and saved. No, not quite. Good hustle by Kara Walters after the block shot, trying to save it from going out of bounds.
And the thing you have to be careful of, when you save the ball on your defensive end of the floor, you might open yourself up for a problem. But see, Beisel took a little misstep there, and maybe if she didn't miss, her feet didn't get screwed up there, maybe she could have gotten that ball up without it being blocked.
Skeeters comes right up shooting. 15 on the afternoon for Janae. But it's a 14-point Husky lead. Rita Williams and Missy Rose, first time this afternoon in the game, number 10. Amy Duran kicks it back. Williams literally bounces off one of the Wildcats.
Walters got bumped in there. I thought she traveled, but maybe they bumped her into the travel. Nice cut in there by Walters. Oh, she got hit pretty good.
10 points, 3 boards, 5.
Shooting 1 point for Connecticut, Carol Walters.
Front end of the 1-and-1 won't stay down, but Amy Duran comes out of the pack with the loose ball. Huskies get a fresh clock. Rita Williams, nice pass.
It's always nice when you penetrate into the lane to have a big target like Walters down there waiting for you.
Sure is.
Hey, when she's shooting like 62% in the Big East tournaments her whole career, you got to get the ball in her hand. You know, up until this year, in the 9 tournament games she's played in, she's averaging a point a minute, Kara Walters is.
Skeeters long with that one. Huskies have scored on their last 6 possessions. Duran inside to Berube. She spins. And that'll be Carol Walters over the back. Nice job by Bradshaw getting position. We are going to get a timeout. 7 minutes, 22 seconds left to go in this one. 53-37 Connecticut. 2 to go in the game, 53-37. It's a 16-point Husky lead. Mike Gorman along with Megan Patterson out here at Gamble Pavilion. Shea Ralph doing what she does best.
She just puts her head, she gets her eyes on the rim, she goes to the basket, and she doesn't care who's in her way.
Ralph with 6 points on the afternoon, 4 of them here in the second half. She's currently over there on the UConn bench, the Big East Rookie of the Year. 3rd on the Huskies in scoring, and as I mentioned, #1 in the entire Big East in free throw shooting.
And she's also one of 7 teammates to be on the Dean's list, so they get it done in the classroom as well.
Pelicans gonna skip it. Nice catch by Beisel deep in the corner. Lee back on the floor. Good ball movement. Ferretti unable to hit, and Rita Williams with the miss.
And last Saturday night when these 2 teams met, Ferretti hit all of those shots.
Stacey Hansmeyer on the court for the first time this afternoon. Missy Rose rather in low to Carol Walters.
So Kara twisted her ankle. She's slow to get up.
Beisel hits.
Villanova basket by Jen Beisel from Jeanette Lee.
Carol Walters is going to go directly to the bench. See Chris Daly saying what happened.
Yeah, she fell kind of funny, and Alicia Blake is going to talk to her and find out what's going on.
Six minutes, 20 seconds now to go in the game. Duran looking inside. Sauer trying to get it further inside to Hansmeyer, and I think we got a 3-second call. That's the 12th Husky turnover. Carol Walters getting the lacings off that left sneaker.
Doesn't seem to look too serious.
No, it doesn't. The thing is, when you're playing these tournaments, though, you got to play every day. So it's not like you have a day to get over it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of recovery time at all.
Hansmeyer there for the air ball. Williams pass is tipped, but Sauer is right there, has it blocked by Ferretti. And then Beisel hard after the loose ball. And let's see what the call is going to be. .541 to go in the game. Rebecca, pretty solid game plan by Harry Peretta and the Villanova Wildcats, but UConn maybe just a little too good.
It is a very solid game plan by Harry Peretta. It's probably the only way that you can beat UConn. And actually, Villanova's game plan will probably benefit UConn as they have to play tomorrow. And this, with Villanova slowing down the tempo, it'll help UConn have fresher legs for the rest of the weekend.
Question for both of you, Megan and Rebecca, does UConn see a lot of teams play this way over the next couple of weeks, both in Big East, but perhaps in NCAA play?
Well, I think it all depends on the personnel that team has. If they have athletic kids, well, they're going to go head-to-head with UConn and run it and push it. I think it's always important to do what you're good at. If there's something that UConn is not necessarily good with, let's say controlling the tempo like this, well, then try it a little bit, but you never want to get too much out of your own game plan.
Missy Rose, good hustle down in the corner to keep it alive, and here's Amy Duran the other way. Now Rose, Durant, 14 on the shot clock, into Paige Sauer. Missy Rose, a little ball fake, she'll take it. And rebound taken down in there by Skeeters.
That time there was 4 white shirts around the perimeter, and all the Villanova shirts were in the lane, but UConn wasn't looking to get in the lane.
Lee for 2.
Again, going to her left like she likes to do.
Jeanette Lee, just a sophomore. Janae Skeeters, a freshman. Things looking pretty good for Villanova down the road here.
Oh, Villanova's got such a young club. They're going to be good down. 65% of their minutes are played by freshmen or sophomores, so they got a lot to look forward to, Mike.
Chris Daly using a 20-second timeout here with 4 minutes and 26 seconds to go. And the Huskies up 12, 53 to 41. And Carol Walters now putting the sock back on. I wasn't watching over there. There might be some fresh tape on the ankle.
Yeah, it looks like Alicia Blake put a little bit of this darker, stretchy tape on there that is a little bit tauter than the white athletic tape. Give her a little bit more support for that MVP of the Big East tournament the last 2 years.
Villanova substitution number 5, Beth Bradshaw replaces Shannon Ferretti.
Bradshaw is back in for the Villanova Wildcats. Connecticut really picking up the shooting here in the second half, and that'll add to the total right there.
You could say maybe Chris Daly had some choice words at halftime.
But you and I were mentioning always you like to look and see what happens to a team off a timeout. And off that 20-second timeout, the Huskies get a layup.
That's good execution, and so they listened to what Coach Daly had to say, and they went out and they did it.
Ball is going to come back Connecticut's way. We'll get the final television timeout of the afternoon. It's 55-41, UConn.
At Gamble Pavilion, where UConn holds a 55-41 lead over the Wildcats. And during the timeout, I had an opportunity to speak with Dr. Jeff Anderson. He said Carol Walters rolled her right ankle, but she will be fine the rest of the weekend, but they probably won't put her back in today. Back to you, Mike.
And at home, if you were wondering, yes, that is the band about 3 feet behind Rebecca, playing their little hearts out down there.
And they seem to go on cue whenever Rebecca needs to go on.
Don't hold her, Jen. Don't hold her.
Shea Ralph, Nikisha Sales, Paige Sauer, Amy Duran, and Carla Berube on the court right now. Sauer down low for 2.
A great job. It was a pick and roll that kind of went awry, but Ralph did a great job of going to the basket, and Sales just kind of held up and then made a nice little dump pass down low.
Huskies by 16, looking to go 28-0 on the season. Lee, Bradshaw will take it. No. Ralph there for the rebound.
UConn had a different intensity that time on the defensive end. I saw him really getting after it. Everyone in their stance, really pressuring the ball. And that's usually what happens. When you play good, solid defense, your momentum carries you, and you come up and you execute offense a little bit better.
Paige Sauer is going to score a lot of points before she leaves Storrs, isn't she?
She's got a great mentor in Kara Walters, that is for sure. And look where Kara came from when Rebecca was a senior. So it all comes full circle.
Amy Duran the other way. Carla Berube, the jump stop. Near steal by Beisel, but Sales is right there. And the Huskies have a 20-point lead for the first time this afternoon.
Beisel made a little smile. She made a nice deflection, but it looked like she maybe even got the assist on that play.
Skeeters flashing through the lane. Beisel gives it to Higgins instead. Now Bradshaw banks it home.
Villanova basket by Bradshaw.
Just throw it up on that square and see what happens. We've got a timeout, 2:06 to go. Huskies by 18. Welcome back, everyone. The final 2:06 of this one. The Huskies with a 61-43 lead.
Looks like we got an artist in the works. That was a pretty good job of doing that Husky dog.
That was very nice. Very nice.
Villanova substitutions. Number 32.
I think the Huskies came out a little bit fired up in the second half. Like they shot 64% here in the second half, up from 36 in the first half. So much better shooting performance.
Amy Duran back rims that one, and the foul is going to be on Bradshaw. A little aggressive in a boxing out of Paige Sauer.
those kind of calls always confuse me because Bradshaw was doing a really good job of boxing out, and that's what she's taught to do, and especially against a big kid like Paige Sauer. Box out, keep your body on him. And then, and Harry Preda just shook her hand and said, hey, he shrugged his shoulders like, hey, that's a good call. Don't worry, that's a good play. Don't worry about it. It's like you're darned if you do and darned if you don't. If you give it up, Paige Sauer's going to get that rebound and put it back up, and you're even in more trouble.
9 points to go along with 7 rebounds for Paige Sauer this afternoon. Pretty smooth on her free throws.
Not your typical 6'4" freshman, that's for sure.
No, that is for sure. Tammy Arnold has come in, and Paige Sauer will go to the bench.
Listen to this ovation for these guys. They love it.
Pelicane, Beisel, Stewart. Stewart with the ball, number 12. Rosenthal and Skeeters on the court right now for Villanova, as Sarah Northway comes up with that rebound and gets it quickly to Missy Rose. Kelly Hunt kicks it out to Northway. Tammy Arnold trying to find something baseline. Back to Sarah Northway. She'll take it. Rebound taken down by Bison.
It's a shame that ball didn't go in, because for all these subs who just came in, they had great ball movement there on offense.
I always think they're almost too unselfish when they come in.
Yeah, this is true.
They're always looking to pass. They don't want to be the one to take the shot, it seems.
I know. By the time you get in, hey, I want to shoot it.
Yeah. Under a minute now to go in the game. Beisel knocks down a little turnaround. She'll finish off the afternoon with a dozen, 8 of them here in the second half. And Chris Daly called the timeout just so she could get Courtney Gain into the game. She doesn't want to do anything with it, and so she can just say play will continue, and it will.
See, I don't think Gino Auriemma would have called that timeout. Chris is a little bit more compassionate in that regard.
Entering the Connecticut lineup, Courtney Gain, number 32, replacing Amy Duran.
Kelly Hunt, Missy Rose, 40 seconds to go in the game. Tammy Arnold, not shy off the bench.
Not at all. She'll launch it whenever she gets a chance.
Skeeters. That one goes over the glass, but Janae Skeeters is a nice-looking player.
She will do a lot of good before she's done at Villanova.
15 points on the afternoon. And this could well be the final possession as UConn will advance through the quarterfinals here of the Big East tournament. A slow start, but an impressive win here. 18 as time clicks down. Missy Rose, no. Rebound loose underneath, out of bounds. Will come back to the Villanova Wildcats with 3.2 seconds to play. And UConn 28-0 on the season. And Miami awaits them in the Big East semifinals. Skeeters nearly threw it in from outside the line. Chris Daly. A lot of pressure on Chris this afternoon, able to come up with a solid effort on the bench. And a 63-45 win. The Villanova Wildcats end up right at the 500 mark for this season. UConn, of course, will roll on. We will have more here from Gamble. Final score once again, 63-45. We'll be back.
Did some things defensively that caused them to hurry up and get out of their offense late in the 30-second possession. So I was pleased.
Looking ahead for tomorrow, what do you think?
I just want to enjoy this one right now.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry to do that to you, but
at least we're playing someone we've played twice already and we know them pretty well. It's not always easy to play a team a third time. But I think we'll be ready. They're a good team. Desmond Thomas is a tough competitor, and they showed that today. They were down and they came back, so it's going to be a good matchup.
Okay, good luck the rest of the way.
You.
Rebecca Lobo, over to you with Carla Berube.
Thank you, Megan. I am here with Carla Berube, who finished with 13 points, but basically was UConn's whole offense early going. How difficult is it to play against Villanova's style of basketball?
It's very difficult with their tempo. Them just slowing it down the whole time. It's tough to get into our running game and into our offense. But I think once I think the big play was when Rita made that steal. We got it going on offense.
How different is it playing with Coach Daly as the acting head coach than Coach Auriemma?
It's a little different. It's funny in the huddle. She doesn't really, what to say, but she was great today, and we have a load of confidence in her, and I'm sure that Coach does too. So I think we'll be fine.
All right, thanks a lot, Carla, and hopefully CD wasn't watching the interview. So back to you, Michael.
All right, Rebecca, thanks very much. And Again, the Connecticut Huskies now able to advance 63-45 here this afternoon over the Villanova Wildcats, and they will move on now to play a Miami team who, that game down in Miami, that was a close game. That was a feisty little game they played down there.
It was tough, and then they came back up here, and UConn kind of showed them who was the boss, but it's always tough to play a team 3 times, and the Huskies have to come out and play their style. And a lot of times, I think, what really determines a team's toughness and whether they're good or great is how they handle adversity. UConn has a little bit of adversity with Gino Auriemma not here, and they need to step it up and play and win this tournament for CD as well as for him and for themselves.
All right, we will see how it goes. We'll take a look at the brackets in the Big East tournament, which will continue here at Gamble. And as you can see, UConn has advanced. They will take on Miami. Rutgers and Notre Dame and West Virginia and Georgetown. Those are the games here this evening. Will the seeds hold there, do you think?
I think so. I think Notre Dame is a pretty sure shot to win that Rutgers game. And West Virginia, you know, that's going to be tough because West Virginia lost to Alicia Hargis. So Georgetown has a big advantage with that. So that's a toss-up, I would think.
All right, that's going to do it. Our coverage here this afternoon. Happy you could join us here for the Big East tournament. For my partner, Megan Patterson and Rebecca Lobo, I'm Mike Gorman. Once again, the Connecticut Huskies advancing here this afternoon, 63-45. The preceding has been a presentation of Connecticut Public Television. Thanks for joining us, everybody.